Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of 1998 Represent. On this episode, we're taking a look at Devil Without a Cause by Kid Rock. I initially had not known that this was released in 1998. I want to say I picked this album up in like a couple years later in the year 2000. I remember hearing a couple songs off it then, and then picked up the CD probably like the spring of like 2000 or something like that. But then I was going through just lists of albums that were released in 1998, and this was on there, so I decided to give it a listen again. I hadn't listened to it in a while, and it's a really good album. I think it still kind of like really holds up. It's definitely got some rock in it, some rap, a little bit of country. It's kind of all over the place as far as genres go, but it all kind of really works well together. So I got some notes here about the album. So first released August 18th, 1998. This is the first album of, this is the first time I had heard of Kid Rock, but apparently this is his fourth studio album, and he had released 3 other albums prior to this. But I had first heard him in maybe 1999. I remember seeing there was something on MTV with him and Eminem at like a spring break thing or something like that. I'm not really sure if it was like a summer thing or a spring thing, but they were like performing together, and then Kid Rock did one of the songs. I'm like, okay, that song's pretty good. And then about a year later, I want to say it was really weird because it was during a TV spot, like a TV commercial for the Russell Crowe Gladiator movie, and the footage of the gladiators fighting in like the Coliseum was intercut, or was like the audio for it was bought with them by Kid Rock. It was like a really weird kind of just mix. I don't even know if they even do marketing like that anymore. But after hearing that song on that trailer, I'm like, okay, this song is actually really cool, because I forget what the song was that he sung with that he was doing with that thing with Eminem. But picked up the album basically a little bit after that, and probably my favorite album from Kid Rock. I've listened to a couple other ones, but I think this is probably my favorite overall. So let's see. It sold really well. Sold about 14 million copies. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, there's rap, rock, country. There's multiple genres like kind of like on display here. A lot of places kind of credit the song Cowboy with kind of creating the country rap genre. I don't know if anything existed prior to that, but Cowboy is probably, I think, the best song on the album in my opinion, and also probably my favorite song from him in general. Cowboy is just like a really, really awesome song. It's kind of chilled out, but it's got like some rap going on. And I remember, I want to say it was like in 2008, so it would have been like 10 years after this album came out. I remember there was one time I went out with some friends. We went to like a nightclub or like a little bar, and they had karaoke, and I ended up doing Cowboy on karaoke. And it was really funny because the actual studio version of Cowboy, the whole part that says radio edit, is actually in the song. It's not like edited out. But when I was doing the karaoke for it, it actually said what the real lyrics probably would have been. If you listen to the song, you can probably figure it out. I probably can't say about here really, but it's just really funny because like it does have that radio edit bit, even though the song, it's technically not really edited. It was there to start. Eminem appears in one of the songs. The song, I can't say the name of the song fully here, but we'll just say it's called F Off. Eminem shows up on that song, and I think I was doing my research for this, and it said that Kid Rock and Eminem obviously knew each other before this, but when this album was being recorded, Eminem was also recording and mixing the Slim Shady LP. I think, yeah, because Slim Shady LP was first, and then Marshall Mathers was after that. But he was mixing the Slim Shady LP at the same studio or same building, and they kind of made a deal where like I think like Kid Rock wanted Eminem for like a little bit on this album, and I think on the song Not My Fault, which is off of the Slim Shady LP, Kid Rock does some scratching, like DJ scratching on one of the songs. I think from what I read my research, I think it did say that it was My Fault. So they basically kind of collaborated a little bit. Basically, like, I think this album came out first because I want to say My Name Is maybe came out like by the end of '98, but I think the actual Slim Shady LP was a like early 1999 release, because I ended up picking that up the Slim Shady LP like in January of like 1999 or something like around that time. But yeah, like I said, Eminem appears on there. This, for some reason, from a lot of places, gets lumped in with nu metal, and I think it was Pitchfork maybe was saying that this album and some of the songs get lumped in with nu metal when they're really not nu metal. I'm not super good with musical genres, so I don't really know what's considered to actually be nu metal, but I know a lot of the kind of artists that were doing kind of similar stuff to Kid Rock, where it's rock rap, was getting put into nu metal. You could say I think like Limp Bizkit was thrown into nu metal as well. I'm not really huge on Limp Bizkit, but I think some of their songs were kind of qualified as nu metal, even though they were probably more like rap rock or rap metal or something like that. Back to what I said earlier, like I saw Bodwitha in a commercial for Gladiator, like super weird that it showed up there. The record was really critically acclaimed. It has pretty high reviews, kind of like from a lot of the places that did music reviewing back then. So very critically acclaimed. And then also one of my favorite tracks, like the first 3 tracks on this album are super solid because I think it goes from like Bodwitha to Cowboy to Devil Without a Cause. And Joe C shows up on Devil Without a Cause. Joe C would perform with Kid Rock, and they would like kind of like collaborate. I remember they did a whole thing with WWF at the time, maybe like a year or 2 after this came out. That was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, like Joe C passed away like many years ago, but he's got some of the best, like in that particular song that he's on, some of the best lines. Like just one of his lines is, it's like, it's Joe to the C. I can't really say the next word. It says got more game than Coleco. Or like we'll say he's like, it's Joe to the C, yo, even though he doesn't say yo, it's something else that rhymes with that. Got more game than Coleco. It'd have been probably easier to say got more game than Nintendo, but like it's just really cool because Coleco is like still made video games like back in the 80s, like ColecoVision and stuff like that. And it's definitely like not really a deeper cut, but like it's like, oh yeah, people that actually had Coleco like definitely like recognize that. So there's just like a lot of really good like lyricism and wordplay on the album. Like Kid Rock is actually like really good at rapping. I'm gonna bring up the track list here. All right, so the album is actually fairly long. It's like an hour and 11 minutes. But track 1 we have Bodwitha. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Track 2 is Cowboy. Probably my favorite track from him or on this out like overall Kid Rock. So it's probably Cowboy, and then obviously the best song on this album in my opinion. Track 3 is Devil Without a Cause, that features Joe C. Track 4 is I Am the Bull God. Track 5 is Rovin Gangster, or it's also called Rollin'. Track 6 is Wasting Time. Track 7 is Welcome to the Party, which is old to the old school. Track 8 is I Got One For You, which features Robert Bradley. Track 9 is Somebody's Gotta Feel This. Somebody's Gotta Feel This is track 9. Track 10 is Fist of Rage. Track 11 is Only God Knows Why, which is kind of one of the only songs on the album that's like it's like a country ballad. It's not really a rap rock song or anything like that. It definitely kind of shows Kid Rock's kind of range, because I know he's done a lot of other albums where more of his kind of where he does more singing and like less rapping. But yeah, that song's actually pretty good. Track 11 is F Off, featuring Eminem, and I don't think this song does not appear on the clean version, probably for obvious reasons, because it'd probably be really hard to edit it. Track 13 is Where You At Rock, which I think features, or the end of F Off features a bunch of people like leaving like voicemails for Kid Rock, be like, hey Rock, where you at? Like, we're supposed to go to this thing, like you're supposed to be here 45 minutes ago, what's going on? So yeah, that's 13 is Where You At Rock, and then track 14 is Black Chick, White Guy, and then that's followed by a remix of I Am the Bull God. I think the like saying F Off wasn't there, and I also think reading somewhere that Black Chick, White Guy was also cut off of the clean version. Like, I don't know why you would buy the clean version, unless you needed a clean version for like a party or something. I don't really know. I remember I did have to buy a clean version of the Slim Shady LP at one point, like a cassette of it, because I was doing like an air band thing at the high school, and I wanted to do My Name Is by Eminem, and obviously you can't have swearing or anything like that on the song, so I had to basically buy an edited version of the cassette tape. I don't even know if he even got that tape back, to be honest. But yeah, the Devil Without a Cause is just a super solid rap rock album. It's like a lot of it is just super chilled out as well. Like I find like let me bring in the track list again. Like Cowboy is probably the most chill that I can find because even in the lyrics he's like gonna buy a yacht, rocket up and down the coast with a flag that says "chillin' the most" or something like that. But yeah, like Cowboy is super chill. Wasted Time is pretty chill. Um, Somebody's got to feel like this is also kind of chilled out as well. Let me see. Yeah, I think the length of the song is added because it's like Black Chick White Guy is like 12 minutes long, but this also goes into that remix of I Am the Bull God. Like I said, I only own one Kid Rock album, and it's this. And if I had to choose just one album, I've heard a few of his albums, but yeah, this is the one. This is probably the one in my opinion to get. Um, Definitely some of his best stuff on there. Like I said, it's Cowboy is credited by some as being the kind of start of the rap or rock, like that rock, the country rap genre. I think like Big and Rich does something like that because there was a song they did with Cowboy Troy. I want to say I first heard that song back in like 2008, but they've kind of credited that as well with Cowboy being kind of the first start of that genre of music. But yeah, this is definitely a solid album. Like I said, I picked it up a couple years later in the year 2000. Doing my research for this series, didn't realize it was a 1998 album, but I'm kind of glad it is because I get to talk about it a little bit here. But yeah, definitely an awesome album. Highly recommended. That's going to do it for this video. We'll be back again in a few days, probably doing a movie. Don't know what movie that's going to be just yet, but we'll be watching something and I'll be giving my opinion on some movie or TV show or something like that. But that's going to do it for now. So thanks again for watching. Take care. Have a good one. See ya.